excuse the mess. Excuse, by mess I mean this, my face. And the glasses, had a very long day at work, and my notes are upside down. That's my day. Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome to day 13, lucky 13 of 31 days of Horrorween, where I'm reviewing a movie every single day of the month. You know, 'tis the season. So yeah, today we're gonna be talking about The House with the Clock in Its Walls, and this is actually going to be a book versus movie review. I cannot remember the last time I did one of these, so if I had some sort of format for this, I don't remember. So I'm just gonna fly by the seat of my pants. That's just how I go through life. Yeah, really quick though, I want to say thank you to my creepy patron peeps for your support of my channel. Thank you so much. If you want to find out the perks to being a creepy patron peep, you can follow that link in the description. To summarize, which is super easy because, you know, the movie follows the book pretty closely. Both the book and the movie follow Louis Barnevelt, an orphan who moves to New Zebedee, Michigan to live with his uncle Jonathan. Louis soon learns that his uncle and their neighbor, Mrs. Zimmerman, practice magic. What's more is Jonathan's house was once owned by an evil warlock who hid a clock within the walls. Louis tries to help his uncle and Mrs. Zimmerman find the clock while also trying to make friends in his new town. So we're gonna go over the book first. I feel like I've mentioned it a few times now in hauls and in favorites when I did finish it. Oh gosh. Now this is a children's book, technically speaking. It's by John Bellairs. The whole reason why I read this book and saw this movie. Okay, creaky door. I forgot to shut the door all the way. That was my bad. The whole reason I bought the book, saw the movie, was because Eli Roth was directing it. And I was super interested to see Eli Roth direct something that's not Hostel or The Green Inferno. So I was interested, and since it was a kid's book, fast read, I was like, well, just why not? Like, why not make a whole thing of it, you know? So in terms of the book, it is quite small. It's a kid's book. I feel like it moves really fast to the point where I almost felt like it was part of a series and I was missing something. Now this is part of a series, but to my knowledge, it's the first one. Somebody please correct me if I'm wrong. But I felt like I was in the middle of a series and I was missing stuff. I guess maybe that's just kind of like a side effect of reading a kid's book as an adult. Like maybe as a kid when because I'm like, I know I read stuff like this, not this specifically, but like this when I was a kid, and maybe just as a kid I didn't really care that much about detail. But one thing I do love in the book, like I said, it does move. I almost dropped it. This video is a mess already. One thing I really like about the book, even though it moves really fast, it's almost comical sometimes. So like Louis just kind of accepts the fact that his uncle and his neighbor are a warlock and a witch just out of the blue. He's pretty much just like, okay, like my parents are dead and I had to move to this new town with an uncle I've never met, and he just so happens to be a warlock. So party on, dudes. Like, I mean, ultimately it was a cute book, but it felt shallow. You know, me reading this in 2018, I feel like there was a lot that could have been done with like bullying and feeling different and things like that, that the book didn't. Like, it kind of just like grazed over the surface. It didn't actually like expand on anything, because in the book Louis is overweight and he's trying to fit in, and he kind of tries very hard to make friends with Tarby, who he tries to make friends with Tarby, who is a very popular kid in the school, and he is the exact opposite of Louis in every single way. You know, he is athletic, he's fit, he's like fit as in like physically fit. He is popular, all that sort of stuff, and when he meets Louis, his arm is broken, so he can't hang out with his friends and like play football and things like that, so he kind of hangs out with Louis by default. But then Louis, you know, thinks they're friends and he tries to become friends with him, and that becomes harder when Tarby's cast comes off and things like that. But I feel like there could have been more to that, but it's just very shallow. That kind of leads me into my review of the movie, which I think did a extremely good job of taking these kind of themes and these elements in the book that, like I said, are kind of shallow, just kind of glazed over. And I don't really fault the book for that because it is a kid's book. Like, I mean, you know, a kid is not gonna wanna read some deep philosophical thing. But they did a really good job of taking the material and taking it deeper and making it more, you know, in depth. And they went further into kind of like Lewis's struggle of trying to fit in and, you know, being bullied and things like that. And I really liked that. I thought that was a really good move on their part. Although I will say I was kind of disappointed. And this is just nitpicky. This just comes from being a reader. Like, we nitpick adaptations. That's just what we do. The Lewis in the movie is not overweight, which is not that much of an important detail, but I feel like they kind of reverted back to like the cliche, like, well, he's just nerdy, and you know, so he's got to overcome being different. And again, I kind of just feel like it's 2018. Like, I feel like for the most part, we're over the whole like being nerdy is uncool thing. Like, am I wrong for saying that? Like, I feel like it's not so much a thing anymore, like, oh, you're a nerd, like, you're so uncool. Like, I feel like that's kind of becoming more cool, you know, like, you like what you like, and that's cool, whatever. I feel like people, like, if they're getting bullied, it's more for other things, like being overweight and other things like that, as opposed to just being a nerd. So I was a little bit disappointed in that, but other than that, you know, they did a really good job of like going deeper with like Lewis's grief over his parents, because like they literally like just jump in and it's kind of just like an afterthought, like, oh yeah, Lewis's parents died in a car accident. Like, I don't know if further along in the series you learn more about it or something, but I just feel like it was very nonchalant. And in the movie they make it more clear that he is still hurting and grieving, and I like that. They just made it a deeper, richer story. Obviously the house being owned by a warlock, and you know, previously and you know, currently with Uncle Jonathan, there's crazy things about the house, like things move and pictures change and things like that. And I feel like that all of that translates very well visually. Like, it's the same thing with like something like Harry Potter, where it's like all that detail translates very well into a movie, like all these magical things going on. So that was very entertaining. I liked that, very immersive. Of course, with Eli Roth at the helm of this movie, of course, there were some creepy bits thrown in. Obviously, this movie is rated PG, so it was nothing horrifying. But there were some genuinely creepy moments in there that were not actually in the book, and I was really appreciative of it. There was a whole thing with like these creepy dolls and mannequins and toys and things that I really liked. And it was like some genuine, like, kind of creepy, tense moments that I was like, okay. And it was not in the book, but it fit well with the story, which that goes through the whole movie. Like, there are things that were not in the book, obviously, that they've added in, or things that they changed slightly, but they fit really well. So you can tell, you know, people working on the movie, like, they read the book, they knew the material, so they could adjust it, but still make it work. Like, it still seemed like it was part of the book, even though it wasn't, if that makes sense. And then of course we have to talk about the cast. The cast was awesome. The boy who plays Lewis, Owen Vaccaro, I really hope I said that name right. He did really good. His facial expressions were like, whoa. There were times where I kind of like felt like they were over the top, but at the same time I feel like it fits the character really well, so I'm not mad about it. Of course we have Jack Black playing Uncle Jonathan. I feel like he's making a bit of a comeback, Jack Black. Like, I feel like he had a moment a couple of years ago, like he was really big and popular, and then he kind of went away for a while, and now he's come back. I don't know if that's just me, but I like it. He fits the character of Uncle Jonathan really well. You know, like quirky, funny, you know, it's Jack Black. Like I feel like he was kind of meant to play Uncle Jonathan. And he's paired with Cate Blanchett, who is playing Mrs. Zimmerman, and their back and forth was amazing. So in the book and in the movie, they're friends. They're just, you know, they have a friendship and there's a lot of banter. They insult each other a lot.
Look, the giant head is angry.
My God, did that withered purple skeleton just speak? She thinks she's smarter than me because she's got more college degrees.
No, I think I'm smarter than you because I'm smarter than you.
Their back and forth was just like, it was really good, and it worked really well in the movie. Like it was even better than in the book. Like it was funny in the book, but in the movie it was just hilarious, and they both did an amazing job. And then we have Kyle MacLachlan, who plays the evil warlock Isaac Izzard, which he doesn't get too much screen time, obviously, because he is dead for most of the movie. But he was, of course, amazing. Very, very creepy, especially in his makeup when, I mean, sorry, spoiler alert, he does kind of rise from the grave. I won't spoil how, but he does come back. And so for a while, he looks very like old and decrepit, and his eyes are all like red and veiny, and he looks super creepy. Overall, which one was better? This is gonna be crazy now, and I don't recall saying this ever, at least on camera, in an official book versus movie review, but I think the movie was better. I know it's a kid's book, so I mean, there's a lot they could expand on, and that's part of why I really loved it, like, because they made everything just like so much deeper and richer and have more meaning. But I really loved it. I thought the movie was better. It really just like, and the book wasn't bad, it just, the movie did an excellent job of just amplifying the themes of the book, like taking those things and just making them better. This probably just seems weird because I'm reviewing a kid's book and movie, but whatever. Don't judge me, okay? Why am I getting so defensive over this? I don't know. I just feel like I'm gonna get judged. Even though I know I'm not, but it could happen. I give the book a 3 out of 5 and the movie a 4 out of 5. I recommend both. I mean, if you are not ashamed of reading a kid's book, it is creepy, it's got some Halloween-ness in there. The movie does amplify the Halloween-ness a bit, so it is a very like good seasonal watch, you know, if you just need something to check out at the movies, you know, and it's kind of fun. As for the movie, on IMDb it has a 6.3 out of 10. On Rotten Tomatoes it has a 67% critic score and a 49% audience score, and on Letterboxd it has a 3 out of 5. And the book on Goodreads has a 3.9 out of 5. On BarnesandNoble.com has a 4.6 out of 5, and on Amazon has a 4.4 out of 5. So if you have read and or seen The House with a Clock in Its Walls, please let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about it, and let me know if you occasionally read kids books that are kind of spooky, because you know what? Kids get all the fun during Halloween time. I'm getting defensive again and I don't know why. Anyways, I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here and become a Creepy Peep today. I post videos Monday through Friday regularly, but like I said at the beginning of this video, I can't talk every day this month. They're posting a video, a movie review. Yes. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye!